The air in the restaurant was thick with anticipation, a hushed reverence for the occasion.
Tifu, by realizing the special champagne I bought was actually cheap sparkling cider. I'd spent weeks planning this, an anniversary dinner for my partner of 5 years, a milestone that deserved something truly memorable. The final touch, the pièce de résistance, was a bottle of champagne I'd sourced from a rather exclusive, if slightly obscure, wine merchant. It was presented in a beautiful, ornate bottle, the label adorned with what looked like an old-world crest, hinting at a history and a pedigree that would surely impress. My partner, bless their heart, has always appreciated the finer things, or at least the idea of the finer things. They love a good story, a bit of mystique, and I'd spent a pretty penny on this particular bottle, believing I'd struck gold. The merchant had been charmingly vague about its origins, muttering about limited imports and special vintages, which, in my infatuation with the idea of surprising my partner with something unique, I'd taken as a sign of rarity. I pictured the pop of the cork, the effervescent cascade into elegant flutes, the knowing smile from my partner as they savored the rich, complex flavors. The evening began perfectly. We'd secured a prime table, the service was impeccable, and the conversation flowed effortlessly. Then came the moment I'd been building up to. With a flourish, I gestured for the waiter to bring out my special purchase. The bottle was unveiled, and my partner's eyes widened, a flicker of genuine curiosity and delight crossing their face. They admired the label, tracing the intricate design with a finger. "Wow," they breathed. "This looks incredible. Where did you find this?" I preened a little, leaning in to whisper conspiratorially. "A little secret, a place I stumbled upon. They said it's quite rare." The waiter, sensing the gravity of the moment, carefully uncorked the bottle. The sound was less of a triumphant pop and more of a subdued hiss, a prelude that, in hindsight, should have been a warning. He poured the liquid into our glasses. It was clear, bubbly, and smelled sweet, almost overwhelmingly so. My partner took a tentative sip. Their brow furrowed slightly, a subtle shift in their expression that I, in my excited anticipation, initially missed. "It's interesting," they said, their voice a little strained. They took another sip, then a larger one, trying to find the notes, the complexity I'd promised. I, eager to share in the experience, took my own sip. My stomach did a little lurch. It tasted exactly like the sparkling apple cider we used to get at the local fair when we were kids. The cheap stuff in the plastic bottle, the kind that left a sticky residue on your teeth. Panic began to bubble up, far more aggressively than any champagne should. I looked at the bottle again, then at the waiter, who was now looking a bit confused himself. I stammered, what is this supposed to taste like?" The waiter, bless him, tried to be diplomatic. "It's a very fruit-forward sparkling wine, sir. It has a pronounced sweetness." Pronounced sweetness. That was an understatement. It was aggressively, cloyingly sweet. My partner, bless their heart again, managed to maintain their composure. They put down their glass, a small, tight smile on their face. "You know," they said, their voice remarkably calm, "I think I might prefer to stick with the water for now." The rest of the evening was a blur of mortification. I kept picturing the wine merchant's smarmy grin, the exorbitant price tag, and the sheer, unadulterated embarrassment of serving my partner what amounted to fancy juice. Every time I looked at the bottle, which sat accusingly on the edge of the table, I felt a hot flush creep up my neck. I'd wanted to create a moment of sophisticated delight, and instead I delivered a childhood sugar rush. Was I wrong? AITA?